Good morning once again. Happy Sabbath, and I hope you had a wonderful week. And today we're going to be talking about a very special little animal. Most people use the name of this animal to call someone a dummy. At least in Spanish, that's how it is. I believe in English as well. And the animal is a donkey. They're very hardworking, they're very strong, but they're not very smart. And so today's lesson is Balaam and the talking donkey. Now, Balaam was actually a prophet. It doesn't say in the Bible that it was a prophet of God, but he was a prophet that had been a prophet of God, and it was respected, and people asked him to do things to communicate with God for them. And Balaam had been called by King Balak. This king was the king of the Moab, and he had requested that Balaam will curse the Israelites for him. But then Balaam decided to ask God if he should do this. And God told him, don't. You cannot do that. So he knew that already. And so as he started to go down to see King Balak, he took his donkey with him. And as they were going on the trip, 3 times the donkey moved to the right, to the left. He just wouldn't continue walking. 3 times. And each time, Balaam hit him. And Balaam didn't know. He could not see, but there was an angel with a sword in his or her hand. You don't see it very clearly, but here is the donkey, and this is the angel. And the donkey stopped and would not move. And so when the 3rd time, when this happened, God allowed the donkey to talk. And he told Balaam, "Why have you struck me 3 times? And guess what? Balaam did not even think about it, that his donkey was talking to him. He started answering to him. Well, because you keep stopping when I tell you to go, and you dummy donkey, blah, blah, blah. And the donkey was allowed to keep talking. And he said, I've been with you for all these years, and you know, how many times I've been serving you, and you hit me, and so on. And as the discussion was going on, God opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw there was an angel standing there with a sword. He fell to his face, and then God scolded him. Yes, because God knew what he was going there to do. So he told him, only what I tell you to do, you will do, and nothing else. And the story of this prophet, it's very interesting. And I want you to, if you have time, I hope you read Numbers chapter 22 all the way to chapter 24. The part where the donkey is speaking is verses 22 to 33 of chapter 22. So it's Numbers 22, verses 22 until 33. And it's a very interesting story. I hope you like it. We don't have many stories of talking animals in the Bible, but this one is one of them. And this is to remind us that we don't just do whatever we like to do. It isn't what I want to do, it's what I do. We need to think of what is pleasing God, not our own desires. Yes, for him, he was a prophet. He had been very faithful to God in the past, but he was no longer in that good standing with God. And hopefully, as we get older, our spiritual life will become stronger. We will become closer to God rather than the things of this world. Hopefully, your friends will not influence you too much, but instead, you will be a good example of what a Christian person is like or should be like. I believe we've talked about, being kind, showing the love of God to others, being a servant, helping each other instead of being proud, vain, selfish, all those things that really no one likes. So the memory verse for this lesson is found in John 14:23. The book of John, chapter 14, verse 23. Very short, but very to the point. Anyone who loves me will obey my teachings. So disobedience is never a good thing in anyone's life. Our parents, our teachers, sometimes even our pastor, if you can see that he's or she's on the right path, go for it. Don't be disobedient, especially to God. I don't know how many tricks you have seen from your pets, or how many tricks you have taught them, but it's so cute when they're obedient. Yes, you tell them sit, they sit. I have 2 dogs. I tell one of them sit, he sits, even with the hand gesture. The other one, I said sit, and she just keeps walking. She just cannot understand. She's a little bit dummy, like the donkey, I guess. But if it's beautiful in the animals, imagine how God feels when we are obedient to what he tells us. And whatever he tells us is for our own good. So let's be careful and let's continue to remember to be obedient to God. And that's all for today. This is the 13th Sabbath. We're still not together at church, but if you do go to church and you know all the verses, you get 13 gifts. All right? So get ready, whichever you learn. If it's John 3:16 or other one, you say it to me and then you'll get your gift. Until we meet again, have a good Sabbath, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.